Here's some stuff I got at the store. You'll never guess what this is if you've never used it before. It's 9 feet wide by 150 feet long. What am I going to use this for? I've got an existing house. I'm not going to use all this, but I got this for a couple different reasons. You might want to stick around and find out what it is and what I'm going to use it for. Now I'm going to give you another hint. It cost me $165 at the store, and I could have bought something like it comparably that was $87, but I decided to spend $165. This is non-woven. The other stuff was woven. Got any ideas what it is yet? Stick around, I'll tell you. Now granted, most people are not going to cut this in the garage when they're installing this on the side of their house before they put stucco on or before they put siding on or anything like that. But this is an existing house and I'm using this for other reasons, and that's why I've got it just out in the garage on the floor. Okay? And I thought, okay, how am I going to cut this by myself? And I made this like 80 inches, and I wanted to snap this with the chalk line. And I thought, how am I going to do that by myself? And I just took a chalk box, took my hammer, wrapped this around, and then I had a pencil mark down here. I could hold that exactly where the pencil mark was. Pull this out like that all the way down, and then snap the line. And that's what I did. That was my little helper, the hammer, and it kind of slid on me a little bit. You could put a brick over the top of your hammer or whatever, and then snap your line. That way you get a nice straight line. I already did that. And I cut it over here, and I just used the scissors. I had some tin snips too, and I thought I'll just try the scissors, and let's just see how well it cuts with just the scissors. Okay? Because I don't want to just cut this willy-nilly, I thought I'll just make it straight. And I've got my chalk line here. Once you start it, now you can just slide it along there. Kind of like cutting Christmas paper with sharp scissors. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that all the way along there, and it's gonna give me a nice straight line. I can use that other piece for something else, but for right now, I wanted my measurement 9 foot 2 by 80 inches. So that's my 80 inches, and this stuff is only 9 feet wide. I needed 9 foot 2, and I thought, okay, no problem. I'll roll it 9 foot 2 and cut it 80 inches. If I only needed 9 foot, obviously it's only 9 foot wide. And I'm gonna put that on my deck floor, and I'm gonna cut it, and I'll show you that in a minute. But Momi, she also wanted, in the winter, she wanted the gas fire pits on the deck. she wanted them covered with something. She went to the store and she bought a Weber cover, and that would fit nice, this particular size. And we have a Weber gas grill, but this thing is like $80. $80. You can put that over the gas fire pit. Forget it. I'm gonna wrap it with this, and I'm gonna leave it on there during the winter. I'm gonna cut it and have enough room to wrap it, and then I'll tie it with some string, with some twine that I got from Home Depot. And Home Depot, they give you that string at the end. If you go over to the construction area, the builders area, when you go out, they've got paper there, they've got red flags, and they also have this twine stuff. It's white and it's nylon stuff, and you can pull out as much as you want. You can pull some of that out and use that for your tie. And so I thought, I'm just going to use this Tyvek for that, and I cut 2 pieces out of this, and I have way more. This is a 150-foot roll, and if I bought 2 Weber covers and put those over the gas pits, the fire pits outside for the winter, so it doesn't get rained on, so it doesn't get snowed on and all that kind of stuff, I've already spent $160. Plus tax is probably over $165 for 2 Weber covers. Okay? I'm gonna have 2 covers over those gas fire pits, and I'm only gonna use 2 pieces of this Tyvek home wrap, and I'm gonna have all of this extra. I've got 150 feet to work with. I'll have 130 some odd feet left after cutting 2 pieces. Yeah, and it's white. And if you don't want the wording on one side, it's just plain old white on the back. Okay? And I'm gonna use that. And I've got other uses for this that I'm gonna use for outside, and I can use it for drops. I can use it for tarps, 9 foot wide, and however long of a tarp you want. Instead of buying a blue or a dark brown tarp at the hardware store, maybe you can use something like this if you don't need to have the little grommets to tie it down or something. Okay? Think about, I'm just thinking about different uses for this Tyvek home wrap, and I'm going to end up putting this on the deck, and I'll explain to you why I'm going to do that right now. Oh yeah, I just thought of something else you could use this for. You could use it for a paint drop. Put this right up against the wall. Usually I do that with about a 10-foot long piece, 8 to 10 foot long piece of craft paper, builder's paper, rosin paper, and I just roll that out, and then I use that as my drop. Well, I could use this for a drop. I mean, there's lots of things I could use this for. Okay? And now I've got 150 feet to work with. Basically, it's free material for me now that I've decided to use this stuff just to wrap 2 gas pits, fire pits outside for the winter. Instead of buying those 2 Weber covers, I've got the rest of this for free. Had I bought those 2 Weber covers, I don't need those. I can just wrap stuff with that, and now I've got a whole rest of this wrap to use for who knows what. But I've got a place to store this. 150 feet, 9 foot long. This stuff is really stout stuff. Okay? Think about that. Kaboom. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it over this floor. I'm going to do that for a couple different reasons. Because I want to have an extra layer of support, because if any of this leaks, and I don't think any of it's going to, but if it were, you saw how bad it was when I tore it all up. And I'm just trying to do the best effort that I can. Now this stuff here is not waterproof. It's water, I don't know what they call it, water resistant. When you put this on your house, it's supposed to be put vertically. Okay, and this is non-woven material. And I also have some home wrap like this that's called woven material, and it's half the cost of this. It works basically the same as the Tyvek, but Tyvek is non-woven, so it means it's woven so tight that when you have it up on the wall, when water comes down on it, you know, if your stucco were to leak or if your siding were to leak, you get droplets of water on the back side. It's going to run straight down on this, and it's not going to penetrate through there until, you know, the water's going to go all the way down, because the holes are so small, so minutely small, that the water cannot penetrate it, yet it's breathable. So if you get any moisture behind your siding or your stucco, this is going to help it breathe. Okay?